Obatala ye paru. Yeah, pa. 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 Obatala ye paru. Yeah, pa.
About books in the black man's mind, all about reminding us as how beautiful we are for the near of fire, yeah. Oh, the clothing line features t-shirts, checks, polos and shirts. Oh, dashiki, lady v-neck, lady tank top, and baby jeans, yeah. Dresses and
Omiawa ibajani ibaba shishe oshunshila Omiawa ibajani ibaba shishe akbatani Omiawa ibajani ibaba shishe oshunshila Omiawa ibajaniye ibabo shishe agbatani Omiawa ibajani ibabo shishe oshunshila Omiawa ibajaniye ibabo ṣiṣẹ́ àgbàtà ni. Omi àwa ìbàjá ni. Ìbàbọ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ Ọ̀ṣun ṣílẹ̀. Omi àwa ìbàjá nìyẹn. Ìbàbọ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ àgbàtà ni. Omi àwa ìbàjá ni. Ìbàbọ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ Ọ̀ṣun ṣílẹ̀. Omi àwa ìbàjá nìyẹn. Ìbàbọ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ àgbàtà ni. Omi àwa ìbàjá ni. Ìbàbọ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ Ọ̀ṣun ṣílẹ̀. Omi àwa ìbàjá nìyẹn. Ìbàbọ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ àgbàtà ni. Omi àwa ìbàjá ni. Ìbàbọ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ Ọ̀ṣun ṣílẹ̀. Omi àwa ìbàjá ni. Ìbàbọ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ àgbàtà ni. Omi àwa ìbàjá ni. Ìbàbọ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ Ọ̀ṣun ṣílẹ̀. Omi àwa ìbàjá nìyẹn. Ìbàbọ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ àgbàtà.
Ancestors, we call on you to fight the fight on our behalf. Ancestors, we call on you to walk on our enemies. Asheo. All the way from Africa land, they come in, they come in. All the way from Africa land, they come in to walk on them. All the way from Africa land, they come in, they come in. All the way from Africa land, they come in to walk on them. Walk on them, 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 walk on them.
see she face. I see mother. I see she.
Yo, Alex.
Yeah.
wa. Wale wa egungun. Ibao. Wale o. Persecution, horrors, Wolewa. When they try to oppress me, humiliate and stop me, Wolewa. I pour libation and send my supplication into the spirit realm, Wolewa. Wolewa. I'm standing strong, never will they let me down, Wolewa. They see my tears, they feel my pain. With patience I'll rise again, Wolewa. I must stay focused to fulfill my purpose, and I will conquer all. Ancestors, rituals or something. Hear us. Wolewa, Wolewa, hear me. Wolewa, Wolewa.
Yes, Aborabo Yaboshishi to each and every one. We are here once again on the Ifa Risha Way of Life on the Street 919 FM. Yours truly, MC Duke Alatumi Shea, my co-host, my brother King Shaka. He's here, and I have Stacy Gould from the Ifa Foundation. You know, they are here as guests, and I have Daniela in the back who is very shy. You know, she's to my right, which will be yours left. You know, we are here, and we thank Uludumare for that. So Shaka, I'd like for you to give us Iwa. It's a long time Shaka hasn't been sitting in his seat. You know, he has been absent. You know, he's a big artist. And, he's busy, he has a lot of things going on. You know, and I'm so proud for my brother, you know. So Shaka, it's all yours.
Ekabo, Trinidad and Tobago, the wider Caribbean, our brothers and sisters across the across in Yoruba land, the Americas. We pay homage to Olodumare.
Ben.
And as we all know and say, on the Ifa Orisha way of life, according to Okara Onwari, Olodumare is the universal spirit guiding this world.
Ashe.
So we pay homage to Olodumare. We pay homage to our Ori
Ben.
for allowing us to connect at this space and time on this program. We pay homage to our mothers. We pay homage to our fathers.
Ashe.
We pay homage to one's ancestors.
Ben.
We pay homage to one's Uluwo, one's Ianifa, one's Ujubona.
Ashe.
We pay homage to all spiritual elders across this land of Trinidad and Tobago.
Ashe.
We pay homage to Orenmela Barami Agboneregun, Eleri Ipui, Ibikeji Olodumare,
Ben.
the one who witnessed us choosing our fate and destiny, the one who is second in command to Olodumare.
Ashe.
We pay homage to Akoda, we pay homage to Asheda, the first students of Orenmela. We pay homage to Yeye Oshun, we pay homage to Baba Eshu, Ogulakaye, Shango, Kabiesio. We pay homage to Orishanla, Epa Orisha. We pay homage to Bogbo Orisha, all Orisha. We pay homage to our Egbe Aye. We pay homage to our Egbe Orun. We give thanks. We give thanks. And as we start this program, may we all be blessed. May we all receive a special blessing of grace, comfort, longevity, success, prosperity, as we immerse ourselves in true spirituality.
Ashe.
May we break ourselves of this Stockholm syndrome that have us tied
Ben.
to the colonizer. May we truly liberate and emancipate ourselves and hold on to what is ours, according to Erete Ogbe. May we not put aside our ancestors for anyone else's ancestors.
Ben.
May we serve and give reverence to our ancestors first, so that our ancestors can move and open up pathways for us. May we stick to our tradition, which is our true and only insulation in this world. It's our spirituality that will take us forward.
Ashe.
We ask this in no other name but Olodumare's most sacred and bountiful name. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe.
I like to see Boro Boyabo Shishi to all Ile shrines. Just like to say pleasant good night to the folks streaming live on the Sheet 919 FM Facebook page, streaming live also on Iwer TV and YouTube. Say Kalita Atiba Swamba, he says greetings to the Ifa Orisha Way of Life community and its sponsors of this program. From members of Ile Juba Gogbo Ishami Mofu, Osa Ile of Tibelan, you know they are always on. Danette Fraser, she's on. I'll just like to say to the members of the Joan Cyrus Akibulan in Shoguanas, they're led by Yeye Umatusuna Rennie Cyrus. You know, they are always locked on. All Iles, Palais, all over Iledumari, in Piti Valley, the Oshun Meiji and Matarita, all Iles. The Mother's House of Knowledge in Konupia is always locked on. If Alashi and his crew, say to all. We are here, we are streaming live on Facebook, so we're going to go right into it. However, I'm going to pay some bills from the sponsors who has been able to make this program successful, because we ask people in the community to continue supporting us. We don't want the monies in our pockets. You can send it straight to Chini Bashment. I keep saying this over and over. I don't want it, Shaka don't want it. We work and we supply our needs, but the program needs to be sponsored here because it is not free. I mean, we have lost some sponsors anyway due to how things are happening and how things are going, but we plead and urge members of the community to support us and donate whatever contribution they can, you know. And G. St. Paul, who is in the back, she'll always put up the signage and give you the account number where to send whatever funds, whatever, little by little. If 1,000 people put 25 cents, we're going somewhere. So I'm going to play the ads. And we're going to go come right to Iya Stacey Gould from the Ifa Foundation.
Sponsors for the Orisha Way of Life. Kamara's Culture Store, the #1 importer and supplier of genuine products from Africa, located at Adams Bazaar Main Road, Shogunas. Contact number 672-8438, 320-8866. Gossip Gel Polish, gel with a difference. Contact number 382-7587. Come, let us take care of your feet, Petty by Risi. They also sell butters. Contact number 398-4474. Nubian Experience, clothing that tells part of our rich African history. Number 6, Woodford Street, Arima. Contact number 688-1979. Oriyumi, Nico Loggins, Health and Wealth Lifestyle. Number 73, Eastern Main Road, Barataria. EMG out of Texas. Richie's Tire and Automotive Car Care Center. Number 409 Otello Drive, Hampton, Georgia. Sponsors for the IFA Orisha Way of Life.
Yes, so we're right back at it. The IFA Orisha Way of Life here on the Street 919 FM. Facebook streaming live, also streaming live on Iwer TV and YouTube. So we're going to go straight over to EI. I mean, it's a privilege and an honor to have you here tonight, you know, especially after the foundation is celebrating 1 year. Sure. We on the IFA Orisha Way of Life program are very glad to see that you are still here and you're doing what you have to do. And you came, you was on the program last year, so it shall continue. So go ahead here.
Yeah, I want to say thank you for having us again, yet again. We want to say also to praise and thanks and worship to Yeye Oshun, who has been the head of our foundation for the year and going straight through and have us holding strong. Today we really come on to, because we started this cycle here, we say it was only right to come back and pay homage and give thanks and, you know, to invite you all to when we're having our 1 year celebration and stuff like that.
Very well.
You know, so we come to give an update on what the foundation has been up to during the year. It's like our year in review from 2021 to 2022, right? One of the first things when we started here, it was through our Vice President, Anna Marie Baker, with the SLNC and the Nales Yoruba Virtual Village that we did. That was the first thing that launched us into the community as the IFA Foundation Caribbean Organization, right? Right after that, we had produced a compilation, a collection of material, educational material on IFA, breaking it down in the simplest way so that even a child could understand it. And one of the things with Nales is that that was during the COVID period and nobody had access to the library. So they were running our little components throughout the school system throughout Trinidad and Tobago. So pre-primary and secondary school students during their library hour was being graced with our videos and all our compilation of education material as well. So we had a good run with SLNC, with Oba and Iya from the Umoja Shrine, Iya Yoka, and also with Nalis, we had a good run with them. So that was the first launch, the first thing that launched the IFA Foundation into existence. The second thing that we went into right after that, we were invited, the foundation was invited to do some work with St. Jude Home for Girls, right? And we did a one-day workshop with them using the Oshun, the Orisha Oshun, to teach the concept of self-esteem, development, growth mindset versus fixed mindset, how to change your mindset. We taught them a lot of mirror work for affirmation, to look at themselves, because you know Oshun is versed with a mirror. And what the mirror is really for is that the mirror helps us to not only look at our own reflection, but to look within and to go deeper within ourselves and start to examine ourselves and look also at the dark side of us, the side that we are so afraid to look at, and really face that side, all our traumas, all our hurts, all our pains, and then work on that part. You cannot be good for anybody else if you're not good for yourself.
Benny.
Right? So that is some of the work we were doing with the St. Jude girls for the 1 day, and we were also invited to continue working with the home because the managers, and they say this is the first time they've seen them gravitate to the material, so they had never seen them do that. Then we had a dance concept where one of our members was teaching them some basic dance step, but we was using it for self-development to hold themselves upright, and how, you know, how the African girls and them will sway the skirts and stuff and to feel beautiful and stuff like that. So we did a lot of work like that as well with the St. Jude's Home for that workshop, and they had asked us to come back and continue. The girls wanted us to come back and continue doing work with them as well. Right, so we have that pending, and especially under Orisha, blackness. Even after we did that, because it's more a Catholic-based organization, agencies, and the people who doing workshops with them, Catholic-based. Many of them reached out to us afterwards. They wanted to find out more about Orisha, wanted to find out more about Ifa. When we talk about domestic violence and women coming out from that, because that was also a major component of the workshop as well, many of them reached out to us, you know, for assistance, somebody to talk to and stuff like that. And most of the material we use come from Odu, come from Oriki, come from Oshun. And we do a lot of meditation. We push that meditation and meditating with Oshun, asking her to heal us from within, you know, and to touch our heart and continue to fill us with that love and with that peace. I don't know how people could say Oshun is just this watch a wanky woman, wind up, shake up. I'd never met Oshun like that. You know, I've always met her graceful, beautiful, smart, intelligent, in tune with her divine feminine. And it is from that aspect that the foundation started to teach using Oshun to the homes and them. So further along the way, this is our year in review, people. This is what the foundation did over the years since the last time you all saw us. This is all the work that the team has put on. I mean, I don't think the team give themselves credit for the work that they do, but we have covered a lot. Then we are working assiduously with something called the Shrine Mapping with Burton Sankarali and Khalif Mohammed Peters in collaboration with the Cropper Foundation and the University of the West Indies. Now, that is a big one. Big and beautiful. Let me tell you what we are developing. We are trying to develop an app that would link all the shrines across Trinidad and Tobago and maybe even the Caribbean, so that people could post up festivals and stuff like that. And we have the Cropper Foundation, they are funding it for us, and the University of the West Indies providing all the resource personnel to help us build that up. And what we want to do is we want to link that map to Google Maps, so that people from all over the world can just type in the shrine, zoom down, pop up, they find the shrine, and all the data and the information, who is the ear, who is the Olowo, telephone contact, address, even account number, so people could deposit if they want to think. What we are thinking about, we're hoping for, is to pump back resources into the community and into the individual shrines that they've always been losing. These shrines have been given information, given feedback for people with research, and nothing not coming back. So what we have is these two gentlemen, Khalif Mohammed Peters, Ifadara, he is spearheading that with Mindy, that's their team. And IFA Foundation we're providing the facilities. We are just the facilitators guiding this process, and who would also be managing at some point in time the flow of the data that comes through on that Shrine Mapping app that we are looking to develop. So I'll go in and pause before we get into the rest of just any questions from, you know, the host or anybody who wanted to dive in further, because that Shrine Mapping app supposed to be one of the biggest quests we've started embarking on. One of the biggest quests we've started embarking on.
I just want to I just want to go in to a message that I got from concerning the Shango Rain Festival by Isam. And I know folks, I was to do it before, but it slipped me, but probably there's the time to do it, you know. And I want to say this came from Aina. This is from Isam, from Iya Sango de Sawande. Greetings to all on this blessed day. We trust and know that our ancestors know better than we do, and we always will welcome the guidance that they give. When the message was received to reschedule to the current dates, in these challenging times, I had a wave of feelings and 1,000 thoughts went through the Ori. However, our heads were made strong and are being made even stronger
Despite the challenges, we were going ahead with faith, trust, hope and confidence in Olodumare ancestors, Irumale and Orisha. Any inconvenience is regretted as we attempted to reach many people who plan to celebrate Shango Oshun, the Irumale, Orisha and Igungun with us at Isam. Isam and Iya Shango Wumi has touched and enhanced so many lives that we would have no idea who would have heard and were coming. In the hindsight, we have seen situations unfold that make this rescheduling so important. We at Isam give thanks for the understanding of the shrine leaders and members of the community. We give thanks for the support we shall receive before an opening and an evening of Friday the 26th of August from 6 p.m., Saturday the 27th of August some 10 p.m., Sunday the 28th of August some 9 a.m., and at the Marian River, Blanchishes on Monday the 29th of August 2022. We leave from Iya Shango, the Sawande residence, from 6 a.m. Odupe, Igungun, and Igungun. So we know the Shango Rain Festival was carded for the weekend gone, however, it was cancelled. You know, the ancestors have spoken, you know, messages have been laid down, so it has been switched from their later date, 26, 27, 28, in August, later down in the month, so more time for people to get itself in order, gears up themselves, and head down to the shrine and organize. So I come right back to you, Shaka.
Asheo.
I know you'll go ask some questions, sir. Yes, TC Gould.
I have heard, in fact, we have heard the progress of the IFA Caribbean Foundation over the last cycle, and everything that came out of Iya's mouth have entailed progress for the betterment of our people within the community. And there would be challenges where there are, when there is progress. So I just want to say thus far to Iya and even all those who are part of the team, and even those who are thinking about supporting them. IFA is about community building.
Sure.
Yes, each and every one of us have our individual destiny, but it all adds up to building and repairing this world and leaving it in a better state than we met it. So, as we are hearing the progress of what this foundation is doing, I pray and ask all the positive energies to continue to prop them on every bending side, grant them with the knowledge, you know, the wisdom, the patience, and to also send the right people to join with them in order to take things further, right? So we give thanks to their Ori for heeding the call of responsible people in order to make these things manifest positively. Asheo. Yeah, thank you.
Shaka, to dive into one of the things that you said about coming together to build. One of the things we've realized as a foundation, and when we are interacting with each other, that the building starts with each individual person doing the internal work.
Ashe.
Each person working on themselves in order to build a strong team. Listen, to get a strong team together, because many people have passed through the foundation. Not that we can't make we 16, you know. We could make we 16 team and go pell-mell down the road, but it's the right 16. And Ushun had said that. They said it's a specific people that have to come to form this, to sit at this table, this table, the 16 seats here, right? So many people come, they didn't make it through, fell off for one thing or the other. Again, as I tell the members every day, that nobody come here to turn stone, and I want to see them developing and growing, right? Sometimes you would have to leave. Nothing is wrong with that. Maybe you were supposed to be here at this juncture to do your part.
And leave.
Yeah, and that's just it. And nothing is wrong with that. That's a part of life. That's a part of growth. That's a part of development, where people come into your life for a season. and a time, and then we move on to other things. And maybe you would have added something of value, but you don't demolish. You don't try to break down anything when you're leaving. In fact, you try to leave with building. So when people leave, I wish them well, and we do send them off with good positive vibration because we know they have added so much positivity to us as well. So that building and coming together and that building that team, it starts with trust. And one of the things we've observed in the community is that the trust is diminished, literally obliterated. People don't trust each other. We've observed as well the love. The love isn't really there. It's not a genuine type of love, right? People would speak with their mouth, they love you, but the action and behavior is beyond that of love. So I was wondering, how do they define love? You understand? And Oshun is a woman of love, right? So again, building a team, and you know why I wanted to say these things? For any of the other young people out there who want to form organizations like this to do good work, because that was the purpose in forming the IFA Foundation Caribbean organization, was to do work and spread the message of IFA throughout Trinidad and Tobago through the work that we do. That was basically it. One of the other projects that the foundation embarked on, again, we did a lot, it's only in compiling I realized how much work we covered, is the project with UNESCO. The message came that we were supposed to put together a local book of Odus, just like how the Santeria have their book of Odus, and everybody, in Nigeria, everybody have a book of Odus. We were going to do that. So UNESCO had grants out for that, and we applied for one and get through from the first leg up to Paris. So up to now, we are still waiting back to say, that they approved the grant so that we could start putting. We have a lead on the team for it already, right? We already have a lead, but we also need to get a team of people who will be versed in these things to put this thing together. And we have the different categories on how we're going to build that book out. It's going to be so simple that each shrine, and we want enough grant money so that we could be able to give each shrine one.
Yeah, you have a Udu encyclopedia right next to you there already.
Yeah, the Udu encyclopedia. That's what it's called them. Yeah.
You have one right next to you right there. You have one right there.
Humble student.
So that is one of the that is one of the things that we have pending, which is that UNESCO project. Another thing that we have going on, when we went on show, Errol Fabian, he saw us and he was so impressed with the work we was doing. He gave us a slot on his show to do anything. And one of the things we're doing is a children's show, something that never happened. Right now we're looking for an animator, right? And we already blocked the show. We already have the name for the show. People have to look forward for that. We're hoping to launch the show in September, October. The name of the show is Beneath the Iroko Tree. It's a children's show. We're trying to make it as unique and different with teaching concepts in IFA and also science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So we're not deviating from that, So we have that. Right now we're in the current just blocking and getting all our props and stuff together, getting the script together and stuff like that. And let me tell you, Errol was so kind and facilitating. He says, Stacey, if you need more children, I have children, I could get children for you, so that he just wants it to be a success. He loved the idea of it and stuff. So that is one of the things that we are going to, that pending to be done.
Full anime?
Not full anime, it's a children's show. You ever look at those Blue in the Big Blue House, Behind the Big Blue House, and like Sesame Street and stuff like that, where you would have somebody introducing themselves and puppets and stuff like that, and then they would go into the story mode and whatever.
These are things that needs to be back into the community.
Yeah.
Some years ago, at the World IFA Festival, that was about 4-5 years ago, a particular Udu had fell, and it had said that within time a lot of people would be returning to IFA Orisha tradition.
That's true.
And even adherents, they would become much more inspired to do these kinds of things. They would be much more innovative. You would see books, you would see a lot of temples and shrines and these things being established. And within little or no time, look around. We are seeing many people stepping up, taking learning seriously, and again, they are coming back home. And when we say coming back home, coming back to the ancestral rights.
Yeah.
So we give thanks, Ashe.
Ashe.
Just like to touch on some of the comments, you know, and some of the folks online on the Street 919 FM Facebook page. Makila is on. She says, I enjoy listening to your voice, to your progress. Yeah, Stacy. Jamie says it have different aspects. The mature yeye is not an essence to mess with. You know, Princess Anna Baker says, yes, your efforts praise. She says here, the IFA Foundation has done a lot and will continue to contribute to the community. IFA Bemero F. Alibe says, Ashe. Makila Gomez says, Modupe Awoshaka, we appreciate your kind words. I pray that we continue to practice what you have spoken on. Jamie says here, there are persons who works in the background, not that they want to be in front, but a little recognition for all who on board must be recognized so that no one feels they work in vain. She says also they should have an award show to acknowledge all those who contribute in any way positive towards the tradition. Princess Hannah Baker says it is good to educate our youths.
Yes. Yeah. Also too, well, this is just, as I tell you, this is our year in review, our 2021 to 2022 time in this space, in the community and stuff like that. Anna Marie Baker, the Vice President of the Foundation, she's working assiduously with Shangoumi and Isam, and they are documenting different things like the different festivals and Orisha practices and stuff like that. One of the things that she had taught us was to do a New Year's ritual on how to welcome in the New Year's and stuff like that. And the Umoja Festival, she had walked us through the steps in establishing those things and stuff like that. So these are the things that the foundation is starting to collate and document, right? One of the things I want, and this is one of the main purpose for me coming on the program, is for the young Orisha, Ifa Orisha devotees out there who have children who are going into schools, who are going into primary school. I want you to register your child under Ifa Orisha. It have no space for us, really, right? It will have the line mark other. You see that line? You write Ifa Orisha or Orisha. Don't, you know, normally we circumvent and we'll click, the closest thing to us would be Spiritual Baptist. So we'll click that box. What we are doing when we do that is that we are doing a disservice to ourselves, because then people wouldn't recognize us. So therefore the other, you would never see Ifa Orisha on no document form. You would see Hindu, Muslim, Christians, Pentecostal, Adventists, but you wouldn't see that. You would see other on a line, right? I am encouraging you, start to register your children on that line as Ifa Orisha if you are practicing Ifa Orisha devotee. Register the child, and I'm going to tell you why. When you register your children like that, we get to collect the data of how big the community is, right? When you have a case, a rationale, then you could put forward a case for your needs within the community. At present, I'm going to say this. The IFA Foundation is sitting on a committee with the Ministry of Sports and Youth Affairs. They invited us to sit on this committee for Community of Sustainable Development. So right now we are on the core committee for Marabella Sustainable Development Group, right? When I looked at the panel under faith base, Hindu, Muslim, Christian, that's it. They didn't even know where to put us when they invited us to become a part of the team. So when the director heard about what the work we were doing, he said, y'all are not faith-based and y'all are not religious. He said, y'all are a national organization. And that's where they placed us, under the part with organizations that just working within the community nationally, right? So we are on that committee with the Ministry of Sports and Youth Affairs doing the work in the Marabella area. Right now the Marabella would be having some projects popping off, Community for Sustainable Development, on the lookout for it. IFA Foundation is working assiduously with them, as well as we would be able to work with the community one-on-one as well. And they have 4 pilot communities that they set up. And we are hoping to do a lot of interacting amongst the community. We could do our own little workshop teaching about the Orishas, because one of the objectives of the organization is the destigmatization of Ifa Orisha practices in Trinidad and Tobago. People have weaponized the Orishas for too long. Somebody do you something, don't let me go to the Orisha fair. Building this thing called fear and stigmatization where there's no need for that. Because again, as I say, when I came into the tradition, I didn't experience Orisha like that. In fact, I experienced Obatala, Eshu, Ogun, Shango as loving energies. Change makers, strong, powerful, very corrective, but not in a way to threaten somebody's life. It's only when I came and started to really interact in the community, I realized how weaponized the Orishas are. Well, you understand? So one of the organization major front as well is to do that destigmatization thing, where people wouldn't see it with fear. I remember Ifadara, when he went to UWI, he had to go they were talking about during the shrine mapping thing. He said the way how they spoke about Orisha, they asked him, these people have places of worship? They didn't know. And he said he took that opportunity to share about the community. Even with me, when I was there and I was talking, I told Anna Maria I was really sad. I was sad and disappointed, because I was supposed the way how they look at me and the way how they this place got quiet. I said to myself, well, they thought I was coming here to talk stupidness. You understand? I was saddened by that. I said they were looking at me as though, oh my God, she's Orisha and she talks, she don't sound Orisha. If you understand, it's read the language, the body language in a space, right? But what, as we say, we are where we need to be, so that we could dispel all the myths and all the false narratives that have been placed out there. Because at that table, as I tell you, it's Hindu, Muslim, and Christian. There's no space at that table for Orisha. Not even Baptist was at that table. So I'm saying to you that this is why these communities, they grow and they expand, right? Because they have a seat at that table.
They have foundation.
And they have foundation.
Structure.
They have structure. Oh my God, you're bound to go so hit me
no,
so
I really.
That is why we didn't get no space at the table.
Yeah, because look, someone is saying here, Jimmy Simmons, they say it have Orthodox now. Why? Because Orthodox must be, just as you say, put things in place, get their people to start to put on the forms, Orthodox, and it has been recognized.
Nice, so they acknowledge it. Once more people use it, they will put it in.
The goal is based, decision making is based on database.
It's data, yeah, strong data. If it don't have data, it's not going to be recognized, right? So we want to encourage people to go register. I register my children as Ifa Orisha. In fact, when we did that in the school, one of the teachers came up and she said, Miss Gould, I see you register your children as Ifa Orisha. There are 2 other families in here who are under Ifa Orisha. You know, you all don't have somebody to come in and do an RI program. We have enough children to make a class.
See, there's opportunity.
Yeah. And again, that launched us into the next aspect of the future for us, which is we are building out something like that RI program with workbooks and activity sheets and stuff like that, and we want to do a pilot of it, right? And also too, one of the things that I know the foundation is that the volunteers that are going to sign up for this, they're going to take training, but what we're trying to do is to secure enough funds to give them a stipend. So whoever going out on that Thursday for that one day, we want to give you something for the week, for the time and the effort that you take to go and do that class with those 8 or 9 children at that school. You understand?
If Abamero is saying here, they mystify what we need to teach openly the aspects of our practice that is permissible.
And even to add to what Ifa Bemero is saying, it starts with accessing information and accessing competence as well. So
facts.
That in itself would bridge the gap from having incomplete gaps of teachings that is in the community.
Exactly.
Because where there is competence, according to Ifa and H. Yogbe, Ifa says I know not how to plan. It is what you, Arun Miller, have divined for me is what I consider good and proper.
Ashe.
So in terms of that, as a community and going forward, once we could access competence, that would allow us to cross the hurdles and bring proper teaching to the people. Because there are a lot of isms and schisms and this and that is out there. So once that could be juxtaposed with the correct information, that in itself would bring balance. And if I have been so gracious in allowing us to develop things in which our ancestors of the 80s and 70s and 50s did not have. We have it now in this sojourn of our existence. We have the social media. We have these platforms that are being used for good to teach people. Look at even right here in our country. Watch how much shrines there are. Watch how much temples. Watch how much people who are doing blogs and programs and shows to bring that message of truth to the people. And that is what Ifa and the ancestors would support. Ifa says in Onwari Ugunda, let us do what is pleasing to Olodumare. And that is what would take us forward. Because sometimes a person may be studying. You know, if I talk this Ifa Orisha thing in certain circles, I wouldn't be accepted. Yeah? But Ifa tells us, let us do what is right in the face of Olodumare. Because what pleases Olodumare doesn't please mankind. Mankind want to hear something else. But we have to stick with what is true and what is right. Let us stick to the 16th tenets of Ifa and Ika Ofun, and let us go forward in grace. Ashe.
I love this this answer. You know, Ifa Bemero says, who is the top established standards of competence? We need schools, but there are schools. There are schools, we know there are schools.
Yeah.
Ifa School of Enlightenment.
And not only that, when we say competence, in our community, there are many shrines that are linked to Uluwos, Babalawos from Nigeria, and we also have Awos here who are in constant contact with their teachers, right? So it is not that we don't have information coming in structure. We are building, you know, each person is adding to the brick. So by the next sojourn of our existence, things could be in a better state than it is now.
Benny.
So let us not underestimate ourselves.
But I think in order for us to build, people must be willing to sacrifice. And I'm not talking about sacrifice being able, but I mean sacrifice of time, skill, mental faculties. What we have in the community is, and let me go back to how Christianity build themselves. They build themselves based off of sacrifice. They found something good and people contributed. That is why some people, some churches have land, they have money, I think people literally believe in the message and they contribute towards that message and to make sure that message go through. My 16 or the 16 that is supposed to come, right? So far the 8 that is here with us, they are making a sacrifice and they are doing it without fear or favor. People, they don't ask, they just say, okay, Stacey, how much we need to get, or whatever the case may be.
So we just have about some few seconds before we take a sponsor break, you know. Just like to touch on one of the comments also. Jamie says here, we do ancestral worship, there's over 1 million questions to explain the aspects. Not everything can be detailed because of sacredness, and that's so true. So we're going to take a break here. We're going to pay some bills and come right back at you. It's all about the Ifa Orisha way of life on the Street 919 FM.
Ashe.
Yeah. Oh, this clothing line is all about opening the black man's mind. All about reminding us as how beautiful we are for the year of fire, yeah. Oh, the clothing line features t-shirts, checks, polos and shirts. Oh, dashiki, lady v-neck, lady tank top, and baby jeans, yeah. Dressing and
Sponsors for the Orisha way of life. Kamara's Culture Store, the #1 importer and supplier of genuine products from Africa, located at Adams Bazaar Main Road, Shogunas. Contact number 672-8438, 320-8866. Gossip Gel Polish, gel with a difference. Contact number 382-7587. Come let us take care of your feet, Petty by Risi. They also sell butters. Contact number 398-4474. Nubian Experience, clothing that tells part of our rich African history. Number 6 Woodford Street, Arima. Contact number 688-1979. Oriyumi, Nicole Huggins, Health and Wealth Lifestyle. Number 73 Eastern Main Road, Barataria. EMG out of Texas. Richie's Tire and Automotive Car Care Center. Number 409 Otello Drive, Hampton, Georgia. Sponsors for the Ifa Orisha way of life.
Yes, so we're back at it on the Ifa Orisha way of life here on the Street 919 FM. Remember, we're streaming live on the Street 919 FM Facebook page. You're also streaming live on Iwer TV on YouTube. And I have, in my presence, I have here Stacey Gould from the Ifa Foundation, Caribbean Foundation. And I have Daniela in the background. She's shy. She does not want to come on here, but the listening public, the viewing public, I'm letting you that to my right, which is your left, I have Daniela in the corner here. But you can see her on Facebook on the Ifa Orisha page. You know, we took out some pictures. So we continue the conversation. You know, the foundation has endured a lot. They have been through a lot. They have been doing a lot. And when I listen, I mean, I'm so proud to hear that the United Nations, UN, continue doing what they are doing, and they actually, people are opening up to the tradition and understanding. So to those folks out there, especially here, you want to see her face on the live Makila, don't worry. I actually sat here just now and some told me to put her in the shot, but I will do that just before we close off. I will get her to come right up on top next to me where you all can see her. Yeah. You know, but I love the camaraderie, the spirit, the vibes, and this is something that we constant speak about here on the Ifa Orisha way of life, about competency, about structure, about bringing awareness, because when people hear Orisha, it's like, yeah. No, because just today on Charlotte Street and talking to a Baptist lady, you know, where I started off from talking about my prayers on Sunday, and one of the people was bawling, you know, I never go to them thing because I never, and I say, why?
Yeah.
Shaka, the warrior aspect just come and just say, like, why? And then I started explaining to her, and then when I understand why she was afraid is because of the things that was said and mentioned and all these kind of things. I say, so she say, yes, some people that say, I go, I say, Orisha, you know. I say, how them can be Orisha, they practicing in community. I say, that's wrong. I say, the Baptist, the Catholic, all everybody that say all kind of thing when they're upset or whatsoever. But come on Sunday and come and witness, you know, no fakery in the bakery, as my brother Shaka does say, and I'm very serious. You come my Thanksgiving, my prayers,
and you're faking, I'll put you out. Yes, I'll put you out. I'll put you out. You understand? And I love what you guys are doing. I mean, the goal is 16 people, you have 8. You know, we're waiting on the next 8. You know, it's shuffling the deck of the cards.
And it's shuffling all the
playing
time.
out, you know. And I love the direction. And I mean, we had to come together. Just like I told Mrs. Wadada from the Emancipation Foundation, we need to come together because she had not known the power of this program. And when she came and she sat there, she was amazed. She was like, wow, this program is that, you know. So we need to drop our baggage and let shrines come together, to come together. Like we learn to respect, you know, when we go to the airboys, you know, let we pull up with pants, let we do be, you know, you could, nobody in Sine can smoke or do whatsoever, but let we do it in a respectable manner so people can say, nah boy, the Mauritian people doing what they're supposed to do and showing respect. So it's all yours again.
I think, Dylan, what you're trying to get to a place where people, when they come to these events, they come to worship. They come to acknowledge the energies and their sovereignty and the power that they bring to the space and their ability to heal and to deliver and to do all of these things, right? So I don't know how that connection is going, where people come to these things and not reach in that place of worship, where that space where they connect with that spirit of that energy and they just, you know, in awe with what is happening. That is one of the things that I think that is what you're alluding to when they come to these things. You want them to come in that space, that place of worship where you know they come to give praise, give thanks to the Orishas and the ancestors and them. You understand? But one of the go ahead.
Go ahead, you go ahead.
No, well, one of the things now, you bring us back to what the future is looking for us. And coming up for a new tenure or new year, we're looking at something called Spotlight on the Community, right? Where we are focusing on persons and shrines and their contributions to the community in which they are located. So far, we've identified 5 NIFAs we want to get to know a little bit better. And you see, just as how you say, talk about shrines coming together and working together. I remember when I said, you know, we have to do an interview with the Iwer from the Ocean Shrine in Arima, in Matarita. And then when I saw her come together with the Syra Shrine, and I saw how beautiful the dynamics was. Did you notice the pictures and things when the Cyrus had they had an event? I don't know what event it was, but they took pictures. I think the Ocean Shrine was with them, and I saw that power reflecting in the energies of the pictures and them. And I think we need more of that in the community. We need more of that coming together in truth, in love, in harmony, and in respect. And the key here is respect. And we have to start governing the ego, because we have a major ego problem. We don't know how to humble ourselves to each other. And the only time when we can reach to that place of humility to each other is when you respect and you love each other.
How can you, now we by the time we having conversation, I just like to say I call it a Calvin Shaw. He says, I am in Florida watching your program and I found it very interesting. How do I get more information about Orisha? We'll publish, I'll give you some numbers after where you can contact King Shaka and some other hours within Trinidad diaspora where you can get more information. Right, you're talking about humbleness. How can we have humbleness when half of these people who are coming to Airbus are not IFA people? Because once you have accepted IFA you understand respect, humility and patience. And half of the people in the diaspora in the community are not, Shaka tell me if I wrong, tell me I wrong on national radio now. Half of the people have not accepted IFA for what it is.
When you're coming to that acceptance of IFA, that is a personal journey, right? That's one. Humility and ego could be taught. IFA is just one way or one tree or one branch in the whole tree of the universe, right? Humility, respect, love, these are things that form from good character or Iwa Pile, right? And that is only when it starts to resonate with you. Even if you're Baptist, Christian, you're following Jesus Christ, he also teaches about humility, about these things. But again, it come back to the human man opening up and breaking down those walls. But again, when the man is damaged, is hurt, is traumatized by the people around them, how can they, in fact, the only thing they have to hold on to is the ego, to rush after the titles and stuff like that. So humility is one of the keys, I think.
And they have you know, Lauren Orishabomi Hines says yes, ego have a play in moving forward. You know, Jamie says person needs to respect the leaders and elders in the community. I see too much disrespect and no discipline to those who follow them. I choose or call to lead. And from Jamie, I will say there are people who in the tradition who are looking for likes on Facebook.
Yes.
They are looking for publicity. We don't look for that here. Our goal and function and role here is to bring awareness to the people, to bring awareness to the community. Because, I mean, Shaka can be coming and sing down and spitting Udu, and we're not understanding what it is about. And there's a reason why there's this collaboration, you know, with Shaka having that knowledge, myself, and we're doing this. And look at all the foundation. We just need to come together. We need to have a structure. You see, like, all right, 919 when Urban comes alive, we need to have a structure that this is Ifa, this is Orisha, this is what happens, this is the format, this is how we going. And until we find format and structure, we will not go nowhere as a people.
True. I want to share.
I know you want to say something.
In terms of everything that have been said thus far, in terms of devotion, submission to spirituality, it's indeed a personal journey.
It is.
It's one of submitting oneself to the process of becoming a student, being humble to correction.
Yes.
And these are the things that would take one forward. Because being a student, it is when you would have to strip yourself and unlearn some of the narratives and some of the ways of life that have been intrude in our character over time. So when one accepts themselves as an adherent of Ifa Orisha practice, it's a journey of learning. And it's a journey of humility. And again, not to sound pious or religious. It's total submission of oneself to the process of learning, following the teachings, in fact, following the right teachings of one's elders, giving respect to one's parents, whether it be your mother, in fact, your mother, your father, your grandparents, elders in the community. Because Ifa tells us, when a child wakes up in the morning and they greet their parents and their elders, it is like greeting Olodumare. So these are the things that we need, you know, to bring back to our homes. Because we cannot expect to fix the community if we can't fix ourselves and we can't fix our homes. We have to ensure that when we fix ourselves, we fix our homes, and this is what would be mirrored in the community. We have to go back to teaching respect, love for our parents, because we are people who live in nature. We live in nature and harmony with all things. We live in nature with our elders. So in turn, their prayers and their petitions would reach the ancestors. Because even in our homes again, if a child is disrespecting their parents, that is not a good thing. If you as an adult have parents and you are disrespecting them and you are saying that I love Ifa, I love the tradition, but those in your household, those in your homes, you are not seeing them to give them love and respect, then you're wasting your palm oil. You're wasting your gin. You're wasting your money. You're wasting your time, because Ifa is not about pacifying the energies with drinks and palm oil and honey and these things. It's about giving that submission and devotion to where it needs to go. So in terms of our homes, let us build our homes. Let us take care of our elders, take care of our children. We can't say we love our Egbe and we are ill-treating children.
Yeah. Yeah.
We cannot say that we love our ancestors and those who are closer to crossing, you know, the physical realm into the spiritual realm. We are not seeing them in love. Our elders, we are passing them straight in the road, looking them straight in the face, and we are not giving them that respect. So it's again comes back to submission of self, to the process of being truthful to oneself, according to H. Yogbe. Truthfulness is what would rid us of all impurities, and it would make our path clean and clear again. Because even as a devotee, when we rid ourselves and we look persons in the eye when there is an issue and we speak about it, we will feel light after. We will feel clean after. After that, you and the person take a nice little drink and you start afresh and you start anew. Because Ifa tells us again in Ogunda Bede, if we are living a life of unforgiveness and we are going to Olodumare and the Orisha and asking for blessings, our prayers will just be irritating Olodumare. Because there's no substance and no basis in the things we let out of our mouth, because we are not living it. And again, it's not a song pious, you know, but it's to bring the message of truth. It's to bring the message of truth. And even though I am saying this right now as well, I'm also saying it again and reminding myself too as an Awo, because these are the things that will take us closer to the Creator. It's not how much
praise and feast.
No, it's not how much likes on Facebook. It's not how much hearts people. Yeah, it's not that.
And you have no love.
It's our deeds. It's our deeds. Our deeds are our currency to getting longevity from Olodumare. It's our deeds is what would give us that grace, because all of us want growth and development. Some of us might us grow, but we haven't taken the time to imbibe the teachings of Ifa in our psyche. So we just grow, but what comes out of us is not reflected as development. What would only reflect is your ego. When people see you, it's just ego. So when people see a devotee, it must reflect two things: growth and development in Ifa Orisha tradition. The way you speak, the way you deal with things, the way you respond to things in which the layman, he would be hyped up and angry about. You would use wisdom to overcome that, and that comes in submitting oneself to the 256 Udu Ifa that are in constant interaction with all of us. Aburu, Aboye, Aboshishe.
Daniela, you can't put you in my seat and you're not saying nothing. Right? Because I'll tell you, I'll put you back in the corner here. You know, you could give your input as a young lady in the community, you know, or you seeing where the respect, the discipline, you know, talk mic in front of you.
Sure.
For what you know, this what it is about, you know. Break the ice. You understand? And just as King Shaka says, and this, I will always say, I respect him for that, you know, the way and the ideology that we just push on the program here. From day one, it has been respect. As a child wakes in the morning, you know, they give thanks to your worry. You can come and show your mother and your father that love and that respect. And watch me, Shaka say something, and it really touched me. You know. You can keep 99 above. You can have 99 LA.
I just always say the same thing.
You understand? and you're not living
the life.
The way.
You will see it.
And I tell people, I am the greatest student in on this program.
Yeah.
As an Olorisha, I am the greatest student in this program. And I mean, we really need, and I just like to say good night to Baba Gok, who's on with us, you know. We really need to sit down and look at ourselves and see what we're going to, but I'm not taking away nothing from you, Daniela, yeah? Say something. No, say something. Say something, because, I mean, this is a step in each other. I'm not putting you on a spot. I'm putting you on the seat and I'm putting you in place.
In the right place.
You know, in the right place. Olodumare has granted this time in favor of you, so say something. What do you think in the sense of, say, Somebody Foundation? How has it been for you, you know, for the year, being in foundation, being with Stacy, the ups and downs, the trials, the tribulation, sometimes, I mean, I just called Shaka, the other day. I said, Shaka, come out of the church, I don't want to pass. Yeah, brother, what happened? And Shaka keep calling me. He said, come and blow and see me. That a little function, you know, Shunmeji. He said, it's a roast special, you know, of course. Yeah. You know, and I get up there, that little cards playing, the shine, everybody was loving themselves, dancing, you know, and we talk, and because, I mean, this community, and it's not in this community alone.
And I'm not going to say
look there, there's something happening, I don't want to waste no time, I don't want to talk about it. Somebody call me. People said I call on my phone. Olorisha, I told me, you go and talk about that. I said, no. Call the Catholic, let's do it. In the Hindu, let's do it. In the Chinese, let's do it. So where's the problem? A man is a man.
Yeah.
And I am not going to dwell on that. It is not my business. However, I will support the brother. I will support the sister. I will support each and everyone, Ile Pale. But I am not diving into that.
Benny.
Because everybody, at the end of the day, we are humans.
Yeah.
And so we're telling me, somebody, Anglican don't do nothing, I ain't do nothing. So because I'm a shaman, and they see a name, or they calling on my phone, leave me alone.
Facts.
So Daniela, it's all yours.
So my experience in the foundation so far has been amazing. It has been challenging, but very rewarding at the same time. And I'm here to confirm that everything Stacy said was correct, and she's right. We are here to grow. We are here to look at our personalities and look at how we can grow and evolve in the community rather than looking at fear and bullying the Orishas into doing what we want them to do.
Ashe.
Yeah.
So from but you from a young person point of view within the community, do you think that the level of respect within the elders, within people, the Awo, the Ya, the Olorisha, do you think that it is where it's supposed to be, or we could do more? And part two of that question is, do you see shrines in this palace coming together and really forgetting the little nicks and knacks and the problems that we have, because this one do thing, this one and this one do thing, and one do thing. The day we get together, trust me, they might take more of the radio.
I don't see that happening right now. People need to work on a lot of forgiveness. I could see it happening in the future though. I am optimistic about that.
I share.
I'm optimistic about that.
share. And in fact, tells us we are to leave this place in a better state than we met it. And this here is the groundwork of it. It was started by our ancestors, and we came here with our blueprints to make this place better. All of us who have young ones, all of us who would soon have young ones, this is the foundation that would continue to take us forward. By us continuing to have groups, have prayers, do ebo, pour, libation, to liberate ourselves, to go forward and to make this place a better place than we met it. I share.
And I say something, and I'll come right back to you, Stacy. I heard you say something when we was offline. You say, in years to come, we will have Babalawos coming from right out of Chile.
Is it truth?
Yes.
Is it truth? Remember with each child born, each child is coming with a blueprint, a udu, a destined path. And Olodumare is seeing what is lacking in all parts and all sectors of our society. There are even persons who would be innately born with gifts and talents to read and see and have the know-how and the competence and the seven ashe of healing to heal people and do the work. Yes. So despite what we think, human beings could never destroy this world.
Never.
Human beings would quicker destroy themselves before they destroy this world. And Olodumare knows where to put Olodumare's people. So in time, within a few years, we would be seeing Babalawos being raised up. From the young ones come up. We'll be seeing young priests and priestesses and all of these things because our current elders are putting in the work. Our current elders are doing the work, and we give thanks. Ashe.
Yes, Stacey, we have approximately 24 minutes. This is your show, this is your program. I'd like you to wrap it up and finish off with what let people know how to get in contact with you, how to get in contact with the foundation, how they can, your social media handles where they can get in contact with you folks.
Yeah, well, our Facebook page is under construction right now because we're very particular about the content. We don't want it to be a regurgitation of what all the other pages are like. So we are really looking thoroughly at the content, and we outlining what content will be mounted on the page. You could reach the foundation via email, which is ifafoundationtiti@gmail.com. That is ifafoundationtiti@gmail.com. What I want to wrap up the program with is that I don't want us to gloss over. I know Ifa says all of these positive things, but remember our community also have trauma. We have a lot of abuse. And we say respect the elders when we have some elders who are very abusive, spiritually abusive as well. And we need to first admit it, to deal with it and treat with it, right? So somebody coming and saying, this has been happening to me. What we need, however, is elders who would discipline and rope in people who, when somebody come and make a complaint in the community about certain things happening, and have a tribunal or some kind of thing like that. I said those are the kind of levels so people can see that justice is being done for whatever has been done to them. Also too, I know in Nigeria they practice something called the Oboni, right? So we need these kinds of institutions in the community so that people won't feel abandoned, because let me tell you something, this community is losing people. People, just like how you said, you get up on one day, you didn't want to be a part of it anymore. There are people every day getting up and saying they don't. Up to today, I spoke to somebody who said, Stacey, I am tired and I'm fed up of this. I know young people who are IFA devotees, young people, and they're doing, in fact, one of our members from the community, she is on the top 10 bestseller list for booksellers bestseller list on Amazon right now. She has a book out. You all don't know her. There are people who doing work who carry the term Ifa Orisha, but they don't identify themselves because they don't want to identify themselves with the community. So people are leaving. Just like you say, you wanted to get up and leave. Because we cannot bury our heads in the sand and say abuse and these things doesn't happen. It does happen. So I understand if I say we need to give this set of devotion, we need to be humble, we need to do all of this. But we have to also understand that the environment, we need to also provide an environment where people could be humble, where people could be respectful. And respect is a two-way street as well. You understand me? So I understand all of that. I just want those people who have been hurt and victimized to understand that we know and we understand. We're not just burying our heads in the sand and saying, if I say this, so therefore it's like this. It's like a Christian saying, well, God said this, and so it had to be so, or whatever the case may be. We don't want, as our Falakun to say, Odu Tampers. He said, just like how we are Bible Tampers, he said, we don't want Odu Tampers, where they use Odu to beat people down into submission. And that is not what Ifa is. As Shaka also said, that if you notice, the Orishas, everything work in harmony. Orishas are forces of nature. If you look at the forces of nature, they work in harmony. The rain, the sun, the moon, the sky, the ocean, everything work in harmony. Why can't we come together and work in harmony with each other? And we call ourselves Ifa Orisha devotees. Eek! If the Orishas could do it, how come we can't do it and we're not seeing that? And I guess the fear is, because it's a group of people that is at such a high level of spirituality and deal up in the metaphysical aspect of life, there's a lot of fear there. And it's only when we overcome that fear, I think we will be able to move forward. As Daniela said, we're seeing this more in the future rather than now. We're just setting the ground stage. We're just doing all the groundwork, you understand, and the different shrines that have that community and family-based thing going there, and that love where they could reach out, like how you could pick up the phone and call Shaka and say, talk to me, I'm going through this. It has some people can't do that. Right? You still have a support system and you are going through. Right? And that's what I'm saying. We need to create safe spiritual spaces. That's one of the things the foundation pushing. Safe spiritual spaces, so that when I go crying on your shoulder, that don't mean to say the shoulder to cry on. Anyway, I'm going to pause right there. Everybody know the saying. Moving on from that.
So, I mean, the discussion was nice tonight. The program is flowing good. The vibes is good. Everything is good. You know, this week for me is a nice, loving weekend. I'm also happy. I keep thanking all of the Orishas, my ancestors. You know, I'm approaching the day that I came to the marketplace. You know, and I hope to see many more. You know? And Shaka, anything closing? 2 minutes.
Let us continue to be responsible. Let us continue to live in love. And let us take care of our children. Let us take care of our elder ones. Because in these times here, we need now more than ever to be our sisters and brothers' keeper. No man is an island. No man is an island. Otuturapon Meiji tells us, let us hold the reins of peace instead of seeking war and conflict. Ashe? Ashe.
Yeah, I know you all have some evil things happening to celebrate the year.
Oh, yeah. One of the things we're going to be doing is that we're going to have a nice luncheon or dinner. We haven't decided as yet, and we wanted to invite Dylan and Shaka to be one of our special guests at that event. We're going to pop some champagne and you understand, we're going to do it the only way Oshu know how to do it. You understand me?
I'm amazed.
So we're booking out a restaurant, a room, and we're going to do it right. Are we waiting for some of our members who outside, like Makila? She's coming in, so when they come in, we also have a member in Guyana as well, but they're not coming in, but there are new members coming into the foundation, you know. We want to do it right, so we want to start the first year right, so it could continue to go, just go up from here. So that is one of the things we just wanted to extend that invite.
Yeah, so I have Daniela doing some work for me, you know, she was staying in the background. It's all about people letting them know, yeah, let us enter. Letting people know the people and them in the foundation, you know, and I'm glad that you folks took the time out to come here and really pass the information. We love the appreciation that you all have given. I mean, Anna Baker, I don't know if you find the time. You're involved in plenty things. I mean, you're doing good for the community. You know what I mean? Keep doing the good work. You know, and you, Stacey, I know you're going to be tough. And you're going to be hard. This is life.
Yeah.
Life has its ups and downs. And anything good
doesn't come
must have a lot to endure pain and struggles. Because you can't give up and everything is one way.
True.
And happy. You know, Daniela, anything inclusive? You must have something inclusive. Why come from in my work? If you don't have nothing to close, then you go do something, you'll get sweaty. So, you know, tell them, say something, you know, say something.
Continue to love each other. Continue to celebrate one another. Positivity always. And just love the community.
So simple, Lord, and nice. Right, folks, so we've come to the end of another beautiful night here at the Iwer Show Way of Life. You know, we're streaming live on the Shid 919 FM Facebook page. We're also streaming live on Iwer TV. You know, let us continue to walk on the right side of the road. This marketplace is full of ups and downs and surprises. Continue trusting in Olodumare. Continue trusting in the Imale and your ancestors. Make sure to put them in front of you and behind you, and all will be well. To our community, let us come together as a people. Let us walk hand in hand, and as I always say on any of my programs here on the Shid 919 FM, we are about to celebrate 60 years of independence. And Trinidad and Tobago didn't get up one day and open a government waterfront. We went through trials, tribulations, even with the 1990 insurrection.
And even before that, 1970s, and even in the labor riots in the 1930s. Yeah.
I mean, we went through a lot. So when you look at that, you can see and attest to that, that our community has our struggles. I hope and I pray and I ask Olodumare that one day, we all can be on one spot of ground, all in his palace, and be together in peace. But life must have the balance of the scale of good and bad. Some wouldn't like it, some would. So on behalf of the Iwer Show Way of Life, King Shaka, myself, Alatumishe, Stacey, Daniela, we say thank you for taking your time off from your homes, your work. Those of you on the nation's highways and byways, take your time on it and do not end up on the wrong side of the law. We order here. We're going to leave you all with our favorite song.
Yeah, man.
The vibe song. You know? So walk safe, be safe, and let us do what is required.